Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final top 10 show for 2025. Just like that, the year has come and gone. We are in full swing when it comes to the holiday spirit. As you can see, my brother Izzy rocking the Christmas vibes. I got my Christmas hat, Dr. Dre t-shirt, but still, it's just, we got the Christmas vibes going. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Lando? How you doing, everybody? How is everybody in the chat? And for those of you, happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Conspicuous by his absence, Travis had way too much eggnog. That's what I heard.
Yeah, he went wild at the Christmas party. he was doing moves on the dance floor he shouldn't have done.
You know what I'm saying? It was sad. He has a visit with the HR department. Yeah. We may not see him for a while.
It's okay. He went out with a bang. That's all that matters. But yeah, man, guys, like I said, this is the final top 10 show for 2025. But don't you worry. It's going to be a rather quiet week because, of course, everybody's celebrating the holidays. But next week, we come back again with the top 10. And we're also going to be bringing you the end of year show. That's right. We're going to do a year-end review with all of the top comics from 2025. This is one that you definitely don't want to miss. I think it's going to be jam-packed with tons of great stuff. I know as of late, when we look at the end of year, we can't help but think Absolute Batman. But don't forget, there were so many other amazing books throughout the year. Several that come to mind, man. I could even, I don't know, Wolverine 8, right? That Daniel Warren Johnson cover was doing numbers for a little bit of time, right?
There was a lot, right? We talk a lot about Absolute because it was funny because Absolute kind of started the year, but it's also ending the year. But like you said, the Wolverine 8, the Daniel Warren Johnson, Lobo, anything Lobo, Supergirl, that kind of stuff. It was definitely fun. And yep, we are ready. We are festive. We're ready to go with this list. This is by far, I told you this before, this list is crazy because it's a completely unexpected list. I saw it today and I went, what just happened? So, and I'm happy to say we're not going to be talking that much about Absolute, but we will be talking a lot about Absolute.
Yep. There's a lot of great stuff that I can't wait to dive into, man. Books that I did not think would be hitting the list made it to the list, and it's so fun to see some of these making the list this week. So let's dive right in, guys. We're going to look at the top 10 books throughout the entire week. We are looking at sales that took place on the aftermarket, checking out the trends and how much money some people spent on the aftermarket. So let's check out some of the most popular books throughout the week, and we're going to kick it off with tonight's runner-up. So take it away.
All right, our runner-up is no surprise that she's in this list, and that's Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, #1. This is the regular cover. We got a top raw sale of $90, but we also have a graded sale of $309.8 with a 7-day trend of 13%. You guys know it. The trailer came out last week, so this book is still holding strong. Even though it's not the runner-up, this book is still easy to pick up. In fact, they just released the compact edition. So if you ever want to read the story, you can pick up the compact edition. This is a story worth reading. And I do believe they will be adapting most of the story. So this is one of those rare occasions that the book is actually worth picking up because of the movie and vice versa. So I'm super excited for this one. I love this cover by I cannot say this first name. What is it? Belquis. Bilquis, right? Evilly. But it is a great book. Why, no denying. It's Tom King at his best.
No, exactly, man. And I think it's very clear to see how excited people are for this movie, man. The trailer dropped and it had so many people talking. Obviously, it's fallen off of the top 10, but still holding strong as a runner-up this week. And I, for one, can't wait to watch this movie, man. The trailer looked amazing, dude. Everything from front to back. We spoke about this last week on how, we saw certain characters within the trailer. Of course, everybody was talking about Lobo with just that little bit that we saw of him. But surprisingly, Lobo did not crack the top 10 this week. Spoilers, guys. So yeah.
He's chilling. He's chilling for now. You know what I'm saying? He's celebrating with his dog. You know, that's how it is. He's the last Carnasian. So
Yeah.
that's all. Just let
He's, he-
Lobo relax. You will see him next year. I promise you.
oh,
You will see him.
yeah, it's inevitable, inevitable. But tonight's runner-up, guys, we've got Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, number 1. This one being the Bill Quees Everly regular cover. Now, you may notice something new that we've added at the request of many, but you can see that we have not only just a top raw sale of $90 for Near Mint Plus, but we've also added top graded sales at $300 for this one in a CGC 9.8. So moving forward, guys, you will see both, the raw sales and the graded sales. And this had a 7-day trend of 13%. Let me show you guys what came in at number 10, because it's time to kick off the actual top 10. And at number 10, we've got World Tree number 1. This one being the Fernando Blanco recalled cover. That's right. There was a recalled cover for this one. This one having a printing error. And why is that? Well, it's because it's too dark. That's right. Top raw sale for this was $10 for Near Mint Plus, and we have a top graded sale for $100 in a CGC 9.8, 7-day trend of 16%. Now you're probably wondering, why is this one trending? Well, it's rather simple, guys. Tynion actually revealed that his launch into adult animation, beginning with titles like The Woods, World Tree, and The Tipsy Dragon, World Tree is going to have a project up and coming. Tynion dropped the news last week. If you guys missed it, I believe the news dropped on Friday. Now, again, you're probably wondering, what am I talking about when it comes to the too dark? Well, as you can see, the cover is rather dark. You can look to the right-hand side. You can see something slightly glowing there on the floor. That is a person that is not alive with a cell phone. That's pretty much what is kind of missing there. And they recalled this. And I remember a lot of people were, trying to seek these out when this came out. They announced that they were doing the recall, and I was seeing a lot of people saying, "Man, I'm holding my copy," because some people did get their copies, right?
Oh, yeah, those. I had like 3 of them. I wasn't even trying. I just had 3 of them. Like when I will buy like a mystery box or something from somebody, they will have the Arab. I ended up getting 3 of this book. I wasn't even trying. So this Arab printing book, it came out and it was in the stands for a couple of days. So it wasn't like pulled immediately. So it was in the stands. People did pick up. It's not as rare as other printing Arab books that are out there. That's why it's only $10. In fact, that's actually lower than the highest sale I've seen of this book. But the way it looks right now is, I don't have a problem with it. I kind of like the glowing computer look to it. And, let's talk about the real reason why this book is in the list. It has nothing to do with the, how dark the book is. The book in itself is dark. And for this book to become an adult animation, I think is perfect. And the key word here is adult, because World Tree is as adult as it gets, because it's full of all sorts of things, because our character walks around completely nude.
Oh,
so, yep, there you have it, guys. That probably won't be too dark, though. They'll probably have that nice and bright for you.
Yeah, no, and the story itself is awesome. I don't know if anyone here in the chat is currently reading it, or because it's still ongoing, and I'm a few issues behind when it comes to this. But out the gate, man, it was so intriguing. It was a story that just kind of like it grabbed my attention right away. I mean, picture dark web, but like on steroids, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's just a wild thing, man. I feel like Tynion has this, like, I don't want to say it's his niche, you know what I mean? Like with these like these secret things, like Department of Truth, right? You know what I'm talking about, like
conspiracy theories type of thing.
Yeah, that theories, exactly. Like, I don't know, man. He does such a wonderful job with such things, and this book is basically, like I said, dark web on steroids. Okay, I could see why people are seeking out the darker cover, whatever, but
slightly rare, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's slightly rare, but if you get a chance to pick this up, just the regular cover, man, dive in, enjoy the read because man, I think it's another great Tiny book.
Yep, absolutely.
To no surprise, guys. At number 10, we've got World Tree number 1. This one being the Fernando Blanco recalled printing error because it's too dark. Top raw sale for this one, $10 for Near Mint Plus. Top graded sale, $100 for 9.8. 7-day trend of 16%. Izzy, we're back at it. What do we got at number 9?
At number 9 is DC All In Special number 1. This is the regular Daniel Sampere cover, the wraparound cover that features the Holy Trinity in the front. Well, DC's Holy Trinity in the front. But one thing you need to also check out is the back cover because that's where the absolute Trinity is at. This book has a top raw sale of $60, top graded sale of $200 and 9.8. That is an uptick of 29%, guys. That is awesome for this book that has been just climbing the charts week over week over week. It's been in this list for like 2 weeks now. I love the fact that this book is finally getting the love it deserves because it is the key of the first appearance of all these characters. And yes, they make the cover. It's the backside of the cover, but they make the cover, all 3 of them. Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, and Absolute Wonder Woman. They make the back covers. You know what I did with my comic? I flipped it.
Yeah,
and that's what I see now. I don't see this cover. I see the other side of the cover.
So shout out to Travis, who's not here tonight, but he actually sent me a signed copy by Snyder, and I sent it off right away to CGC with the GSA, of course, and it came back a 9.8. But cool. I only realized afterwards, I'm like, man, I really wanted it to be on the other side, though. You know what I mean? Like once I received it looks great. Right? It looks great, but the absolute side, you know what I mean? Now having fallen in love with these characters so much. I mean, the OGs, you can't go wrong. They're irreplaceable, but it's awesome. Like I want to send in another one. Just I like begging them, please. When you're gonna slap it.
Would they?
I don't think they would. I don't think they would.
It'll be one of those weird requests that I'm sure they've heard it, but it does make sense that it should be the other side, right? Because the other side has everything you want. It has the all-in special logo, the trade dress, everything. It's pretty much the same cover, only flipped with the absolute versions of the characters.
Exactly. So, and dude, the story, the way it comes together, man, you read this from, let's say, the DC side, the regular timeline-wise, and then it comes down to the middle. Then you flip over because it's a flip book, and then you read the other side. And when it meets in the middle, man, it's just awesome. I loved reading this. I'm happy. I don't want to say we spoke it into existence. No, we are not responsible.
I think most people have been talking about this book a lot. I don't think it's not just us.
Exactly. Collectively, I'm so happy that people have come out saying that, DC All In is where it's at when it comes to the first appearance. And, we've seen Absolute Batman definitely holding its spot on the top 10. But seeing this now on the top 10 and doing so for the last couple of weeks makes things feel right when it comes to the Absolute Universe. So happy to see this here, guys. Of course, at number 9, we've got DC All In Special number 1. This one's a Daniel Sampere regular wraparound cover. Top raw sale for this was $60 in a near mint, and a top graded sale is at $200 for a 9.8 7-day trend of 29%. It is almost tempting to sell. I'm not going to lie, man. $60 raw is very impressive. I'm so happy to see that.
I had so many copies of that book.
Yeah, guys, check this out. At number 8, we've got What If Volume 2, Issue 114. Now, you're probably wondering what's going on with this one, man. And, the trailer that everybody was talking about last week was the one surrounding Secret Wars. And Doomsday, not Secret Wars. And of course, everybody was talking about that. There was the release of Avatar that was coming out. Man, I feel bad for anybody who bought a ticket looking to go watch the trailer, to be one of the first to watch the trailer, because
I was there.
That leaked. That leaked well in advance and got people talking. But regardless, this has caused fans to begin to speculate of a new character, right? Within the trailer, it kind of shows Steve Rogers, who is holding a child, which speculators now believe is going to be Crusader. And I find that to be wild, not entirely wild, but pretty wild take. Because I mean, yes, it could go so many directions. I look at this, I look at this cover, Izzy, and we were talking about this a little before going live, and this is a time in Marvel that I think we both would just much rather forget.
Yeah. So, okay, let's get the cat out of the bag. This came out in 1998. It is a what if story. One, two. It's a what if story based off the Secret Wars storyline that's supposed to be 25 years in the future. It features mashups of the children of superheroes that so you have the daughter of Wolverine and Storm, you have the son of Thor and the Enchantress, and you have the daughter of Captain America and Rogue. Okay. Yeah, which ends up being the character we know as Crusader.
Yeah.
And guys, don't go out and spend your money on this book. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy. It's a what if, so like all what if stories, they're always fun to read. They're always great. It does have a lower print run because it's towards the end of what if, but it's not very good. So there's a Hawkeye character that's the son of She-Hulk and Hawkeye, and the art, I don't want to say anything bad about the artwork, but I think the colors don't do it justice. It's really bad. It was at a time that Marvel was struggling, man. They were struggling.
Yep.
And this is one of those books that to me is pulling strings. This is like, we just want to have the daughter of Captain America. This is the only book that kind of has that. Kind of like what, we talked about Earth X. You remember Earth X, Shalaba as a Silver Surfer type of thing. Or you have other books like with, the Taylor Swift Dazzler thing. This is pretty much the same thing. This is not the only book on this top 10 that's like that. We'll talk about another book a little later as well. That's actually returned to the list, but I don't think this is a book that you should go crazy for, especially at the price it's going for at the moment. It's gonna cool down. This is a dollar bin book, guys. Don't go crazy spending $20 on this book.
No, exactly. I think you could find it for sure. Shops are going to be very aware right now and probably pulling them out of the dollar bins and looking to hopefully make a little more. And that's totally understandable. But, one thing that some of the people said here in the chat, which I agree, is that, when you get towards these later issues of What If, especially on the volume 2, you're looking at issue 114, a little more scarce, right? A little harder to come across. So, I mean, that does carry a little bit of weight to it, but right now it's the speculation that everybody is now flocking towards this because of what we have seen now with the release, of course, of Avatar, and people are now talking about that trailer. Guys, the trailer leaks continue, though. I will tell you that
there's gonna be more.
Beyond that, just that one, we have another one related to Doomsday that is already leaked. I saw it today. Spider-Man stuff is leaking. The leaks are coming.
There's a lot of leaks. There's a lot of and when there's smoke, there's fire, I say, because I don't think these leaks were. I think they were done on purpose, if you ask me.
Could be.
I don't think these leaks were like, oh no, it's been leaked. It's kind of like the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool thing.
Well, it's what I was just gonna say is, where are they coming from? Well, that we don't entirely know, but it almost feels like it's being done on purpose. But regardless, whatever it may be,
that's Spider-Man.
Whatever it may be.
One. That's hilarious, that one.
Yeah, but the trailer was badass. So you guys need to, when it comes out, I can't wait to see everyone's reactions. But for now, it seems that Crusader is what everybody is speculating on, because at number 8, we've got What If, Volume 2, Issue 114. Top raw sale for this one is $20 in a near mint plus, and a top graded sale hit $90 in a 9.8 7-day trend of 41% is what do we got next?
All right, we just can't get away from this guy, can we? So it's at number 7. It's Absolute Batman number 1. There's the Nick the cover. Top raw sale now for near mint copies, $180. Top graded sale, 375. This book is still climbing upwards and upwards. We tracked 100 copies easily. This is one of the books of 2025. There's no denying that. But we keep getting more and more Absolute Batman. There's more and more hype behind it. We're going to get a crossover with Absolute Wonder Woman very, very soon, as in maybe this week, I believe. We're going to get that crossover. That's going to happen with issue 15 of Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yep.
And for the time being, I think what's going on is there is this craze to get everything Absolute Batman. Until it cools down, this book is going to remain hot. This book's going to remain on this list for as many times as we possibly could get it, man. But it is a hot book, and it will continue to be hot. So as long as Absolute Batman is still hot.
Yep, I do not see it slowing down. We said that we were gonna have the end of year show where we're gonna go through all of the top books throughout the year. I think it goes without saying, man. This one's gonna top the chart for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes in at number 1, but one of the biggest books of the year. And to think that it didn't even come out this year, it came out last year. But now all the hype behind this. Of course, there were characters that have come out and created a lot of buzz via this entire run. And it goes beyond Joker. I know we're talking Joker as of late, but man, so many amazing.
Absolute Bane was pretty big deal.
Oh yeah, dude. Story-wise, it was a huge deal when it comes to what's happening within the Absolute Batman run. And now we're going to see what's going to happen with Joker for sure. Izzy, as you mentioned, we're getting a crossover as well this week. So I encourage you all, go check out your LCSs this week. Go check out your local comic shops because Absolute Wonder Woman 15 is dropping this week. And of course, we're going to have the first official crossover between Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman. So I cannot wait to see how that is going to go. These two coming together finally. That's going to be a wild ride of a
that
comic
should be
book.
A fun story. It really should be a fun story.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait for it. And yeah, man, again, no surprise seeing this year. I feel like every week we always have something new to say about that, about this book. And I think that speaks volumes because just of how incredible it is. But that being said, guys, at number 7, we've got Absolute Batman number 1. This one being the Nick Dragotta regular cover, top raw sale for this right now is $180 for a near mint copy, and a top graded sale for this $375 for a 9.87 day trend of 17%. Guys, number 6 is one I am so excited to talk about. Check this out. At number 6, we've got the Many Deaths of Leila Starr. Number 1, this one being the Felipe Andrade regular cover. Top raw sale for this one hitting $18 for a near mint plus. Top graded sale, $120 for a CGC 9.8. 7-day trend of 37%. Now, you're probably wondering what is going on when it comes to Leila Starr. Well, here's a few things to bring up when it comes to this. There's no confirmed reports yet, but this book has had several rumors spread online that hints at it being an optioned series. So nothing confirmed yet. People are already talking about this. Now, when it comes to this book, guys, Ram V did such an amazing job. This is only 5 issues, and it had me hooked. Like all 5 issues, the story that Ram V managed to put together in just 5 issues, man, was so good, front to back. Now you're probably wondering, what is this about? I'll just read you guys a little bit of the synopsis. My God. So basically, the story.
I think you had a little bit too much eggnog.
I did. There was a lot more in that eggnog than there should have been. But the story begins when humanity is on the verge of discovering immortality, a development that would render the avatar of death redundant. As a result, the personification of death is fired from her cosmic role and cast down to Earth, reincarnated in the mortal body of a 20-something-year-old woman named Leila Starr. Now, the story that happens here, man, with this character is it's so wonderful. It is an amazing ride, and I cannot stress it enough. Whether this is optioned or not, this all 5 issues is totally worth the read. I remember when this came out, man. Myself, Lefteros, a buddy Sam Al, several of us in a group were talking about this, and we were just really enjoying it when it had come out, man. And this takes me back. This dropped. I remember this being somewhere close to. I think it was in the pandemic. Was it? Yeah, 2021.
21. Yeah.
Yeah, and this book was like one of the highlights of the year for us when it came to reads within that year, and it was so enjoyable,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. Ron V is one of those guys, man. He's one of those writers that I have yet to see him write something that just hasn't performed in some way. He's a tremendous writer. He is a complex writer as well. So this story is very complex. It's humanity's on the verge of immortality. It's kind of this story that has a lot of weight to it as well. And then you got the art of Felipe Andrade, which is beautiful. It is so indie though, which it makes it even better. This is the kind of, we're just looking at the cover. Just look at that. The tones here, the use of color is tremendous in this book. I have never read it, but I've read the synopsis. I've looked through it a little bit. I've seen some of the work, and yeah, you got me. Rom V, you already got me with Rom V. But then you look at the artwork and how quirky it could be as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's in that same world of kind of like what a vertical comic was back in the day. That's what this is. It's only thing is it's a Boom Studios book, so I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, it didn't change anything for me. What the publisher was, what I can say is that the story is great. Like I said, from front to back, 5 issues of just pure greatness. The artwork, Izzy, just to add to that, man, the interiors are so stunning. Like you said, the colors, everything. It's so well done. And seriously, I'm so happy to see this making the list. It's funny because it's just based on rumors, guys. Nothing confirmed whatsoever, and immediately this now cracks the top 10, and good. I'm happy. I hope more people pay attention to this book, and don't buy into the FOMO for sure, but definitely.
Yeah, you could easily read this online if you want to read it. It's definitely something worth reading. You could pick this up in digital or something like that if you can't get the original books, or pick up the trade. The trades exist.
I'm almost positive you could pick this up in a shop still.
Or go to your local library. Libraries have a lot of books. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, that is a thing, especially shout out to Hyper Combo Comics. But guys, at number 6, we've got The Many Deaths of Leila Starr. Number 1, the Felipe Andrade regular cover. Top raw sale for this, $18 in a near mint plus, and top graded sale, $120 for a 9.87-day trend of 37%. Izzy, let's take it back to where things just feel right at this time of year, apparently.
Apparently, I can't get away from this Absolute book. Absolute Batman number 15 at number 5. This is the standard Knit Gata cover. We have a top raw sale of $6 in the near mint. Top graded sale $115 in the 9.8. It's a book that just people are picking up. It's many places it's still at your shop. Some places have sold out, but some places still have many copies available of this book. I read the story. I dissect the story. It's kind of a one-shot story at the same time, because it just introduces us to who the character of Absolute Joker is, because we are going to get into a new story arc with Absolute Wonder Woman. So this was kind of like a filler issue done by Jock. So you do get Jock doing the artwork here in this book. I've read it multiple times already. I've looked at it. It is bonkers, guys. And if you haven't read it, take an opportunity to read this book. This Joker is insane in such a different way. I'm curious to see how his interactions with Batman's going to be. And obviously, they did the role reversal with this Joker. He's living the life of a billionaire, as well as having his own cave. He even has his own clock, and he even has his own Alfred Butler and all that stuff. So,
yeah, they completely flipped the script, and it is so interesting on how much of a change that this Joker has when it comes to his origin story, his story as a whole, who he is as a character. everything about this is totally different, as is everything that's happening in the absolute universe. But when executed right, man, you could see that it's going to be nothing but a success. And that's what's happened with the absolute Batman run. And I mean, to no surprise, Joker being one of the biggest Batman villains when it comes to anything Batman. And even in the absolute universe, as you could see, that tends to be the exact same case here, because this book was so heavily ordered all across the globe and still doing some numbers on the aftermarket. Although, yes, maybe you're looking at this one and saying, you know what? The top raw sale is very close to cover price here. There's not much of a gain on a raw. Sure. I mean, the 9.8s are holding well, but still copies are moving because we see a 7-day trend increase just the same, even after all those points. And the story, Izzy, as you said, was absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. And there's, again, the real world pulls into this Joker character that are just eerie. So eerie.
Yeah, I think, dare I say, this book is not going to reach the heights as Absolute Batman #1. I don't think that's going to happen. What I do believe is that this might be the most produced book of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think this is the book that had the highest print run than any other book. So we're going to see multiple printies. I'm almost certain we're going to see a version cover of this picture, because it should be a version cover. I've actually seen it like that. You know what I mean?
But I kind of want to see the Joker sides. I just still want to see the Joker, like the card. You know what I mean?
I want to see this same image, but get rid of the trade. This is a good one that you get rid of the trade dress, you get rid of the DC logo, you get rid of the barcode, and you just leave the word Joker.
That's it. That's all I
want.
Right?
You just leave the two Jokers in there, and it works.
Yeah.
But I don't think this one's going to reach the same heights as Absolute Batman, because Absolute Batman is still #1. You know what I mean? And it's been a year later. This will have many print runs, I believe. This will probably have a large amount of print runs.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I'm surprised we haven't already gotten the second print on FOC just yet. But again, it's a very quiet week this week. So I imagine with the holiday being this week, Christmas, etc., it's normal that it's going to be a very quiet week. But who knows, man? Maybe next week. One thing I definitely want to shout out, Lefteros is on the ball as always, and this being a great point. Absolute Wonder Woman 1 and ASM also have plenty of heat space, but Arkham,
yeah,
that's the one that I really want people to keep an eye out for.
That's gonna be. I think that's gonna be a sleeper.
Absolute Wonder Woman 15. There you go. That's the comment I was looking for. Absolute Wonder Woman 15 that's dropping this week. We said it earlier in the show. Definitely, you guys want to keep an eye out for that one this week, because we're gonna have Wonder Woman and the Absolute Batman crossing over.
Yeah. So we're not doing new comic book day this week, right? We're not doing a video this week. So we're trying to give you a little bit of extra stuff here, you know. And we got Left Arrows who's here. So yeah, be on the lookout for Absolute Wonder Woman. Be on the lookout for Arkham. Those two books specifically are probably the top picks for the week as far as books. As you should go to your shop and pick them up, because yeah, I'll be there Christmas Eve.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But guys, at number 5, we've got Absolute Batman issue 15. This one being the Nick Dragotta regular cover. Top raw sale for this $6 for near mint plus. Top graded sale $115 for a 9.8 and a 7-day trend of 35%. And look what we've got here at number 4, guys. We have the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, issue 46, with a top raw sale for $40 for a near mint plus. Wow, that is wild. Top graded sale not announced yet. We don't know at the moment, but 7-day trend for this one on the raw is 39%. And I told you guys earlier, there was a couple of leaks that I, reference. Now we know that we're going to get another one when it's going to come to Doomsday, and of course we already got one trailer for that one. But the brand new day, the Spider-Man stuff that we have been seeing online has gotten people talking, and there's a reported leak for that trailer, and it's got fans changing course on who Sadi Sink could be playing. Originally, fans thought she would be an ally. However, the latest trailers have fans speculating she could instead be playing Shathra. Now, do we think that might be the case, Izzy? Who knows? But clearly, the
I'm gonna
aftermath.
say the answer is no. I don't believe she's paying Shatra. I do believe there's something else to the character. And here's my reasoning why I don't believe it's that. Because it first of all, you're not gonna get someone like Sadie Sink, who's really hot right now because of Stranger Things, to be a character that's gonna be a one-note character. Right? A character like Shatra is a one-note character. That means she's only gonna be part of the one movie.
Yeah.
Sadie Sink's has already been told that she's going to be part of Secret Wars. So if she's going to be part of Secret Wars, she needs to be a bigger character than that.
Yep.
So I think the rumors of her playing either May Parker or Jean Grey are probably more likely than this character. I feel like this is another one of those. I think she's somebody that's important. Now, the Shatra character is interesting because she is part of the Spider-Man lore as far as the totem goes, which is really it was part of a Straczynski thing, which I enjoyed. That gave us Ezekiel and things like that. I really did enjoy that story a little bit. I don't believe it's a character that has long lasting effects. So with that
Yeah.
being said, I do believe the likelihood that she's either May Parker or that she's Jean Grey is more likely than this character. I think this is a cool book to have. The highest sale we have of this book at a slab is a 9.4. That was back in October for $47. We don't
Yeah.
even have any recordings of 9.8. I'm
Yeah.
sure they're out there. I'm sure they're coming. They're going to be coming into light sooner or later.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think this character is going to be that, especially with the leak information that we're hearing that she knows what she knows that he's Peter Parker in a world that doesn't know it. That's what we got from all this stuff.
So that's the thing, and it kind of makes me shy away from the Shathra stuff. And I agree with you that Shathra would be like a one-off type character. No way would they be bringing Shathra into like Secret Wars, right?
Yeah.
But when you take Sadi Sink's character now, and you know that she's going to be jumping into Secret Wars, apparently that's what we've been hearing all across the internet. I think more and more when I think of the two characters, yes, there could be May Parker, but I feel like Jean Grey makes a lot more sense when you look at where the MCU is headed, especially post Secret Wars. But you got to think, right? If the entire world does not know that he is Spider-Man, that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, what's one of Jean Grey's powers? What's she known
She could
for?
just read in his mind and find out.
That's what I'm getting at and I think that's going to carry a big weight
Yeah.
to the story because especially on how the last film ended, right? It kind of makes sense.
And to be honest with you, I don't think the answer is I don't think she's playing a villain. I think that is what's the word there's a term we use. I think that is a red herring. I think that is something that they are planting for us to think she is when in fact she isn't. So, and I don't think she's gonna play a villain at all. Even though if she is, that'd be kind of cool. But to play I think she needs to be a character that has more an A-lister character, or at least high level B-lister. You know what I mean? Yeah. To Cliff's point, antagonist is the best way of putting it. She's not playing a villain. I doubt that. And if she is, I will love it. But I think we have other villains in this movie.
Way too many.
We have a lot of characters. Let's just say we have a lot of characters in this movie.
Guys, so, I saw the trailer leak and I saw it in a pretty clear quality as well. Man, we are in for a hell of a movie. There's going to be a ton of people in this one. Man, I don't want to give away too much, but I do remember that they were saying that there were certain covers that they were going to take from actual Spider-Man covers right throughout time, and they were going to replicate them within the film. And man, did they ever do that. Just within the trailer you can see a few of those, and it was so fun. It was such a great fan service to see, and so I can't wait for everyone to see this. If you haven't seen it yet, man, once this trailer drops, I think people are going to start talking, and I don't know, we'll see with the Shathra stuff, but clearly it's got some people thinking and speculating on the aftermarket because you could see the movement that is happening when we've got at number 4 the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2 issue 46 with a top raw sale for $40 in a near mint plus. No graded sales recorded within the last week, but a 7-day trend of 39% for this one is what do we got at number 3?
It's another absolute book. Absolute Superman #1. This is the Rafa Sandoval regular cover. We have a top raw sale of $16 near mint. We don't really have any top graded sales at the moment, but we have tracked 26 copies of this book. This is gaining on the whole absolute momentum. But here's something interesting that I actually don't have in the notes, but I found out today, is that Absolute Brainiac, as we know, has been announced. Well, not Absolute Brainiac. Brainiac has been announced to be the next villain in the next Superman movie.
Yeah.
But James Gunn has went on the record to say that element of the Absolute universe will be adapted in his movie, which includes Absolute Brainiac.
Yep.
So I think I have some real interesting thoughts about this one specifically, because first and foremost, this book is really cool. I think out of all the books, I think this might be the most different one out of it. I do know that the story was going one way, which I thought was going to lead to a different path, which actually didn't lead to that path as far as the destruction of Krypton goes. But there's things about Absolute Superman that's really unique, really different. I love the haircut. I'm sorry. I kind of dig the 80s, the 90s haircut of Superman.
Really?
The cape being his own AI is pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that I found very interesting about the news I heard about Brainiac in the Superman movie. So I think this book specifically, this series specifically, is going to get a little more love as we draw closer and closer to Man of Tomorrow. So be on the lookout. You heard it here first, guys. This book might be in relations to the Brainiac story, especially because the Brainiac in Absolute Superman is very interesting.
Man, I'm so happy that you brought up some things here. Because yeah, I mean, if there's gonna be pull from the Absolute universe when it comes to Brainiac, I mean, why not? Why not start looking at this book? I'm just happy to see this book finally making, the top 10. It's been on the top 10 in the past, but now, factoring how heavy the Absolute Batman run has been dominating the top 10, we're seeing a little, few different books from the Absolute run. Now Absolute Superman makes its way. You got Leftero saying that wait until you see the cape in the latest issue. Oh my god. You mentioned the AI part, and dude, it is so wicked. I can't stress it enough, man. I've said it before when we've spoken about Absolute Batman, but the things that they have changed within the Absolute universe, it almost feels like everything was so well thought out and well executed that it really carries these characters and stories in such a new, refreshing light. And it is awesome. It's just awesome to read. And I'm loving the fact that now this is finally getting some attention.
Yeah. And I think with the Absolute Universe in general, it's the same effect the Ultimate Universe had in Marvel, the original Ultimate Universe, not the current iteration, but the original Ultimate Universe. A lot of those story beats were utilized for the MCU. What makes you think that the DCU ain't going to do the same thing with the Absolute Universe? Because it's not tied into all this continuity fluff. You're talking about 80 plus years of continuity fluff.
Exactly.
And Brainiac specifically is one of those characters that a lot of people know of, but a lot of people don't know about, right? They just know that he's a villain. He was green. He used to wear trunks. At one time, he was a robot. So there's different iterations of Brainiac. And what's really cool about Brainiac as well is how we almost got Brainiac in multiple instances, right? Superman 3, we go all the way back to Superman 3. That was supposed to be Brainiac, but they got cold feet on the story. We were supposed to get a Brainiac story that follows Superman Returns. Yeah. Obviously, that movie didn't come into fruition. And then there were definitely discussions about bringing Brainiac. And now we're finally getting Brainiac.
Yeah.
And I think I'm super stoked about it. I think the Brainiac from Absolute Universe, the Absolute Superman is actually a really cool one. Another thing that's interesting to know about Absolute Superman is that Peacemakers is in there. So this is where I'm putting my tin foil hat on, and I promise you guys, they're going to take elements from the Absolute Universe for the DC studios. I promise you're going to see a lot of that because it's easier to pull from there than it is to pull from the actual continuity.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I love these theories that you're coming up with here, and the tinfoil hat is definitely going to work right now. But yeah, I agree, man. The absolute Brainiac story is just so far, dude. It's been amazing, and the character himself, man, is just so badass. I keep talking about the interiors when it comes to this book, and how many people for some reason put this at the bottom of the charts when it comes to the absolute universe. Don't forget, guys, there's still many other absolute titles too that are very well deserving to get attention. Like, dude, Martian Manhunter. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I don't think this was at the bottom of the pile. In fact, maybe Absolute Flash or Absolute Green Lantern might be the ones.
yeah,
But Absolute Superman should be, it's one of the first three. I think the top two will be Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman. I think Superman probably is a good number three. Martian Manhunter has a run for its money as well, but it's very indie in its writing, so it might not be for everybody. Where Absolute
yeah,
Superman, I think, is a really good book for your casual comic book readers.
yeah. No, I agree with you, man. We'll see. And like Lefteros was saying as well, man, if for whatever reason they do pull some elements from this, and maybe we even get to his looking a lot like the absolute Superman run, the absolute Brainiac version,
Mhm.
could be an explosive book.
Yeah.
So definitely one to keep an eye out for. But regardless, spec or no spec, I'm just happy to see that. At number 3, we've got Absolute Superman number 1. This one being the Rafa Sandoval regular cover. Top raw sale for this, $16 for near mint. No graded sales recorded within the last week, but 7-day trend of 95% for this awesome book. Now, guys, at number 2, we continue with the Absolute train because we've got Absolute Wonder Woman number 1. This one being the Hayden Sherman regular cover. Top raw sale for this one, $45 for a near mint plus, and a top graded sale of $203 for a 9.8. Wow. 7-day trend of 38% for this one. Guys, as I said earlier, man, we know that obviously we're getting the first crossover between Absolute Wonder Woman and Batman, and that's dropping this week. However, it looks like the whole book was leaked online already, man. So I don't know if you guys saw that. If not, I mean, hey, just buckle up because Wednesday, I think you might be blown away. But the comments on the leak point to a very exciting fan base, specifically citing how much they loved Wonder Woman's depiction and are looking forward to the future of the Trinity. Now, this excitement has sparked a surge in interest for the earlier issues of Absolute Wonder Woman. And as you can see, I mean, yeah, the excitement is totally there because look what's come in at number 2 for this week, dude. We've got Absolute Wonder Woman. Finally. Finally.
An Amazon raised in hell.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. You get all the goth kids like, yeah, I want that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what it is, and it's awesome. Whenever I share my stories on Instagram, I always try to tie the music to what is happening. You know what I mean with the post, and of course, this one being the thumbnail, and obviously, I had to include some hell type stuff, within the lyrics, etc. And I mean, it's such a again another situation where we have a totally different take on such a notorious character here. Like, I don't think it gets any bigger than Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Like the take here, and I gotta say, since we were talking charts, right? I put Absolute Wonder Woman at number 2, dude. It's right under Batman.
Mm-hmm. I think as far as storytelling goes, I think this is the strongest one of the bunch. Where Absolute Batman to me is very bombastic, right? It's very bombastic. It's Snyder doing his best sequel to Death Metal in my head, right? Because
Yeah,
everything is just metal when you read Absolute Batman. With Absolute Wonder Woman, I think the beauty of it is the storytelling behind it. The storytelling and Hayden Sherman's art is perfect for this story. Like
yeah,
when I don't see his art, like no, there was an issue or two where it didn't have it, I truly missed it. You know what I mean? Because he has this way of drawing. There's a simplicity about it, but
Yep.
there's an elegance to it. And I
Spot on.
think that's what makes this book stands out more so than Absolute Batman. Is that it? Yeah, exactly. It is something that is just it is talent. That dude has talent coming out of his fingernails. That's how good his talent is. And I
Yeah.
think he's someone that, sooner or later, people are going to be looking at his work, man. It doesn't stand out like the way some other guys, it doesn't stand out the way a Mark Spears does. But I will say this much: when it comes to pure storytelling, Hayden Sherman should be in everybody's top 5 list for
Yeah.
the year. That's my personal take on Hayden Sherman's art. That's how
Honest,
I feel about it.
honestly, Izzy, I can't even disagree with a single word you said because I agree with you, man. Um, the work on this book is just stunning. It's just from front to back, every panel is just everything about it. The artwork is amazing. The story complements the art complements the story.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about this to me is pretty close to perfection, and I'm loving this. And I agree with what Lefteros said, how DC pulled this guy out of nowhere, and here he
No,
is.
he's been doing it. He did a few things here and there. Sherman's been out there.
I mean, well, on the bigger scale,
Yeah, of course.
what's he really got? I mean, I'm not, and it's not to discredit. It's nowhere close to a discredit, but it's just having him now running with the absolute run. This is great exposure for him. The absolute
Mhm.
Wonder Woman stuff. This is amazing, and I think it's getting the average person, the average reader, putting their eyes on this and looking at this, saying, "Wow, okay, this is incredible."
Mhm.
I'm positive if you guys haven't picked up an absolute Wonder Woman book, please do so, and then let me know what you guys think of the artwork alone. The story is amazing, but the
Mhm.
artwork, like I said, they complement each other so well.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. But guys, at number 2, we've got Absolute Wonder Woman number 1, the Hayden Sherman regular cover with a top raw sale for $45 and a near mint plus, and a top graded sale for $203 and a 9.87 day trend of 38%. What is the last number 1 book for 2025? If you would have had to guess this, there's no
If
way
I
you're
had to
guessing this.
place money on this book, I would be a broke man
100%.
living in the woods, because the number 1 book is The Woods. Number 1, the Ramon Perez regular cover. This has a top raw sale of $30 near mint. Top graded sale is $150 and 9.8 with a 7-day trend of 67%. We tracked 17 copies sold. Reason for this is going right back to number 10 with World Tree. James Tynion IV has revealed his launch into adult animation, and it's going to start with titles like World Tree, Tipsy Dragon, and this book right here, The Woods. So, if you see this book in the wild, pick it up, because I'm pretty sure you can probably pick it up for a lot less than $30 right now. It's still tight, and so it might be a little more challenging to pick it up than other books that we've talked about in this list. But yo, I'm shocked this one was number 1. I would have picked World Tree over this one, to be completely honest with you.
Same. But a lot of news surrounding, of course, World Tree and the Woods. And a lot of people were flocking to this one on the aftermarket. As you can see, I've read a lot of Tynion stuff, almost everything when it comes to Tynion. And
Mhm.
The Woods is one that I've completely passed on, one that I've never read. We go back to 2014 with this one. And this is some earlier work, as you can see. So a lot of people missed the boat on this. I saw a lot of people in the chat asking, what the hell? What is going on? What is this book? Etc. No
Mhm.
surprise, guys, because I felt the same way when I saw the news break. I was kind of like, wow, I completely missed out on this. And now I definitely want to, give this a read. I want to check this out.
Yeah, this is another one of those books that you could easily read online if you need a chat, if you want to read it. I think when it comes to a lot of these titles, it's just, if you can't get the book, read the book somewhere else. Get a trade. Read, obviously we talk about the speculations market. We're talking about second, the secondary market and things, books going off the shelf, respect, investment reasons, and things like that. But this is one of those books that has been just sitting there waiting for somebody and to pick it up. And the reality of it is James Tynion the Fourth has clearly been one of those guys that has been in Hollywood's radar. He is one of those guys that everything he does, he writes with the intention that this will be produced into some kind of series, movie, something. Everything he does, it's kind of like that.
Dude, every title I've read from him, whether it be Department of Truth, Something is Killing the Children, World Tree, it could go on forever. Even A Nice House on the Lake, dude. When you're reading that, you feel like every title is written specifically for television. It's like you're reading it and you're like, man, this would totally make an amazing series on Netflix or Amazon or whatever, right? You can't help but feel that way whenever I read a Tynion book. That's how I feel. And so I've like I said, I've completely missed out on The Woods. So I definitely can't wait to pick this up. Give it a read. I definitely want to read this. I mean, it's gonna be hard for me to pick it up now because, well, as you can see, the prices are quite up there on the aftermarket.
You might find it in a dollar bin if the dealer doesn't know it. You know what I mean? It's one of those types of books. But I will tell you this much. Another reason why this book is probably picked over World Tree is because it's rarity. It came out in 2014. It's Tynion's first book, original series outside of Batman. So he did Batman, he did his DC work, he got his feet wet, I guess you could say, because that's kind of how the way it works now, right? Get your feet wet in the big companies and then move your way in. So with The Woods was really the first one. This is the one that kickstarted it all. And that's why I think this one's it's claiming up a little higher, because it's actually a little harder to find because it came out back in 2014. Just think about that. 2014, this book came out. Something's Killing the Children didn't come out till 2019.
In just a few days, that's going to be 12 years ago, dude.
12 years ago.
already, just to think about it. But
guys, to be fair.
A number one, guys, the final number one for 2025. We've got The Woods number one, this one being the Ramon Perez regular cover. Top raw sale for this one, $30 in a near mint plus. Top graded sale, $150 for a 9.87 day trend of 67%. That was the show, guys. There was 116 people rocking with us tonight. Now, whether you're catching the replay or you're here live as we are speaking, I definitely want to wrap this up by saying I highly appreciate spending and rocking this entire year with all of you. It's been a hell of a ride, but don't worry, we're not saying goodbye for 2025 just yet, because we've got the end of year review that is dropping next week. We are going to go live and recap all of the top comics of 2025. If you guys want to place your bets in the comment section, feel free to do so. I'm curious to know what you guys think might be the best book, the most selling book of 2025. I think we all have a little bit of an idea when it comes to it. But yeah, man, it's been an amazing year. Top 10 is coming to a close for 2025. There's going to be no top 10 next week. Of course, the crew is taking the holiday season, vacations and everything, spending time with their loved ones as they should. And I think we all should. This is the time of year where we do that, and take advantage of it, man, because you know what? I spent all weekend, and I mean, who am I kidding? All weekend, dude. It's been like the last 2 weeks of partying, and we've yet to hit the clock at midnight on December 31st, January 1st. I'm getting there, dude. I don't know if it's the age thing, but man, the partying's starting to hurt.
Yeah, I'm the one called the old man.
You are.
So guys, I just want to say thank you for everything. This has been one of those amazing years for us. I've been started with the with the rewinds and stuff, and then now we're going to the top 10 lists and things like that. I miss Travis today. I would have loved to see Travis, but I promise you, next time you see Travis, he'll be a little bit shorter. But besides that, I see right at the moment we got 70 people watching, but I noticed we only got 34 likes. Please hit that like. Let us know that everything is good, and leave a comment after the show's over. That actually helps the algorithm. YouTube kind of likes that kind of stuff and stuff like that. And I can't wait to do more top 10s. I can't wait to see what's the top 10 comic of 2025 because, yeah, we know Batman's in there.
Yeah, I don't even care for the algorithm, man. I just enjoy the conversation with you
Oh, yeah,
guys
I
in
agree.
the
I love it.
comments as well.
We'll get more people. We get more conversations. We do more crazy stuff.
Yeah,
And
I don't know.
forget to listen to, very Spidey Christmas. It exists. It is a real thing.
Yep.
Go look it up on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to music. I promise you, you will enjoy that album. It is a real album, Drew. You got to hear it. I love it.
I know it's great. My kid made me listen to it, but guys, I don't know if I'm going to be part of the end of year show. So just in case, this is my last show for 2025. I want to take the opportunity to say that it's been a hell of a ride. It's been great. 2025 was an amazing year for comics. And I mean an amazing year for comics. Anybody that's telling you that new comics are dead, well, they're delusional because let me tell you that everything happening just throughout the entire year has proven otherwise. When you look at the sales that are happening in the aftermarket, when you're looking at the talks around town, when it comes to reads, when it comes to the buzz surrounding the hobby, we are in such a good spot. And we're blessed to have such amazing content coming out by so many great creators, artists, writers, everything, you name it. It is a great time to be a comic fan, and it is a great time to be, also on the social media side here where we get to connect with all of you amazing people, where every single week you show up, you come and hang out with us, whether it be on this show, my show. There's no shows this week, guys. There's no new comic book day show. There's going to be no Shaker show, no comics covered. The next time anything goes live is going to be Sunday on my show. So you're more than welcome to hang out there. And then, of course, we're going to bring you guys the year end. But it's been such an honor and a blessing to hang out with every single one of you throughout all of 2025. And I cannot wait to kick it with you all again in 2026.
It's going to be a good year, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be monstrous.
We're going to have a big year in 2026.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to tell you guys. Be on the lookout. Be prepared. And you guys be the first to hear all the good stuff. But yeah, we talked about new comic books. Like I said, Absolute Wonder Woman is going to be the big book of the week. But also, I forgot to mention the Ultimate Universe blind bags are this week, aren't they?
No, so they're coming out next week.
Oh, they're coming out next week. Okay, but we might as well mention it now.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout for them because I've seen shops already getting them. So you'd be surprised.
Yeah, dude, I've seen people already opening them. I don't know if Marvel's going to get mad with stuff like that.
What could they do? They can't do anything about it. They could just be, we're angry.
Yeah, exactly. 12/31. That's when it's coming out, man. And yeah, I've seen some people already ripping open some bags and stuff. But you know what? It is what it is, guys. For me, like I was saying, man, I'm just really excited. It was a great year for the hobby, and 2026 is going to be huge. Cover Price has huge things up their sleeves as well for 2026, and we're honored and excited to be part of all the new things coming, especially the application. That's right. There's going to be a Cover Price app. So keep an eye out for that. And guys, have yourselves an amazing holiday. Spend some time with your loved ones. We will be back, and we cannot wait to kick it with you all. We love you guys. Comment below. Show us some love. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we will catch you in 2026. Have a happy holiday. Happy New Year. Wish you all the best. See you then. Adios.
Bye.